Ursula von der Leyen finally admits that Brexit is working, whilst the European Union takes France and other member states to court. Hello everyone and welcome to today's first program. Today's all about the European Union's reaction to the way the UK have been handling the vaccine situation and, generally speaking, Brexit. The European Union spent the last couple of weeks flip-flopping on their own decisions with the way they've handled the AstraZeneca contracts. First they said it's not their fault. Then von der Leyen came out and said, oh yes, it was my fault. Then the next day she said the European Union did nothing wrong. Right now she's come out, according to The Guardian, of all places, to imply that actually Brexit Britain is working. And she's compared the UK to a speedboat compared to the European Union, which is a big tanker, apparently. She's come out to say that it's a lot easier for one sovereign, independent country to manage its own affairs, as opposed to 27 countries being managed by an incompetent leader from Germany. So this is the article that we have in the Guardian, talking about how she's been interviewed about her views on how things have been going. And interestingly enough, she said that a country on its own, such as the UK, can act more like a speedboat than the EU tanker, but the 27 governments are right to work together on their own programs. So you remember a few months ago, a number of countries, France, the Netherlands, Spain and Italy, decided to sign their own contracts with Pfizer and a number of other companies. And von der Leyen came and said, no, I'm your boss. The European Union will order on your behalf. And then she messed it up. Now they're implying that, oh, you know what, actually, now that we've had Hungary going rogue, signing contracts with China, Russia, and also other countries doing the same thing, yeah, we've lost control. Let them just do their own contracts at this point. The European Union are trying to just fix the problems that they created themselves. Now, she was interviewed and she said that I am aware that alone a country can be a speedboat while the European Union is more like a tanker. Before concluding a contract with the pharmaceutical company, the 27 member states had 5 full days to say whether they agreed or not. So she's now blaming the 27 member states on this delay. I'm not saying that's not the case, but yes, partly because of the bureaucracy, you have 27 governments going through paperwork, agreeing, send the email back to Brussels, and then you're going to have the bureaucrats in Brussels going through their own process, and then more delay happens. Exactly. So she even admits, she says, this naturally delays the process. Indeed, we must constantly put pressure on ourselves so that each step of the decision-making process is as fast and efficient as possible. So why is it that you've just discovered that your European machine is bureaucratic? We've known this for decades. Why is it that she just discovered that the UK, with Brexit, is as an independent and sovereign country, is like a speedboat? Unless she's being sarcastic, otherwise, she's absolutely right. That is a lot easier to manage one country than 27 countries. Not just managing all the governments, but managing them by using incompetent leaders. Failed ex-politicians from European countries go to Brussels, become commissioners. That's always been the trend that we've had in Brussels. Now, in the middle of all this, France and Emmanuel Macron are not giving up. They're still blaming the UK and AstraZeneca and everything else they could find. As Channel 4 did this article, this piece, Jonathan Rugman, the Foreign Affairs correspondent, saying that it's not just Brexit causing ruction between Britain and France. President Macron and his ministers publicly criticised the UK's vaccine rollout strategy, claiming that the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine appears, it's not really effective if you're over 50. This line continues, even though the EMA, the European Medicines Agency, the European Union's own agency, have come out to say that we are now approving AstraZeneca is effective if you're over 18 and there is no ceiling. Suddenly, Macron is now an expert, and the same Macron that always relied on the EMA to make decisions on health and science, he doesn't really trust them anymore. So this claim has been strongly rejected by the developers and the UK government, considering that Macron right now has other problems because he's now being taken to court by the European Union itself. I think he should be more careful. So thanks to the latest news that we have via facts4eu.org, we discovered that the European Commission are now launching legal action against 24 of its own member states. 24 European governments, representing 94% of the EU's population, are now being taken to court by the EU over telecom laws. Yeah, of all things, by the way. But this is actually a serious issue because, some people might not realize, the telecom laws could actually affect your everyday life. Yesterday in Brussels, the Commission started these legal proceedings against 24 out of the 27 member states. These countries include France, Germany, Ireland, Italy, from Cyprus to Spain, Malta, Netherlands, Portugal. You can see the list over here. All these countries who decided to ignore the European Union's initial proposal, but then the actual regulation that was imposed onto them. So this started yesterday, actually a couple of days ago now, I believe, against these 24 governments for failing to enact the new EU telecom rules under the European Electronic Communications Code. Now, this new code is supposed to modernize the EU regulatory framework for electronic communications to ensure that higher standards of communication services are there, including more efficient and accessible emergency communications. In reality, it's just the European Union trying to be control freaks and centralize everything as usual. And telecoms and data, they want to have full control over them. This is why back in 2016, when this was first planned and proposed, most of the European countries, EU countries, actually ignored it. It was in September 2016, that 3 months after the UK's EU referendum, that the Commission decided to prepare Europe's digital future, and it proposed this idea, and they all ignored it. Theresa May's government, back in the day, thanks to Ofcom, they actually agreed to this. So the UK agreed to this, and there are 24 other European countries, part of the EU, who are ignoring it. This is embarrassing. Brexit's happened. The UK is now independent and sovereign. Thanks to Theresa May and Ofcom, we agreed to something as bad. It's something so bad that 24 governments, including Germany and France, don't even like. So this is actually kind of embarrassing that we had Theresa May for about 2 years as Prime Minister, 3 years as Prime Minister, and she made a lot of mistakes, including signing up to the EU's defense union, essentially. That's also another problem that she created for absolutely no reason. But with everything that's been going on, especially with Northern Ireland and the post-Brexit situation, trade between Northern Ireland and the rest of the United Kingdom has been affected. There is now, and we've been reporting this on this channel on a daily basis, there is now a petition to trigger Article 16, saying that we want unfettered GBNI trade. I'll put the link in the description for this petition because it's been going around and everyone's signing it. So make sure to check it out if you want to support the petition to make sure that we are supporting and protecting the integrity of the Union, United Kingdom. So check out the link in the description after the video. But in the middle of all this, China has been kicking off because Ofcom, the same Ofcom that actually did something bad with the European Union, did something good yesterday. They revoked one of the Chinese television networks license from the UK TV. It's embarrassing that we still had CGTN, but part of if you had Freeview, you could actually get it from TV on Sky as well. But so that's now been revoked. Everyone's been supported because this is directly linked to the CCP. It's a propaganda machine, and it's not really news. Everyone's happy apart from one person. Well, there's a number of people like him. Aaron Bastani from Novara Media. If you don't know, Novara Media is the same outlet that Ash Sarkar plays around with. And Aaron Bastani is one of the commentators on that. And he tweeted saying that this decision was made by Ofcom yesterday, but I fail to see why a UK government would think it's smart. Interesting that is basically defending the CCP's TV network. To be fair, he's consistent because he also was against Ofcom removing the license of Press TV, which is directly linked to the Iranian government. So people, Corbynistas and communists like Aaron Bastani, at least they're consistent when it comes to being anti-West. We do have some good news when it comes to Aaron Bastani, and it came out earlier, which is that according to Labour sources, Aaron Bastani has now been kicked out of the Labour Party. Not even sure why he was still a member, because he claims to be an independent journalist, but clearly he's more of an activist than a journalist. Labour sources have told Guido Fawkes that the founder of Novara Media and well-known advocate of communism, Aram Bastani, is no longer a member of the Labour Party. Aram Bastani has responded saying, "I don't comment on personal affiliations. Membership data remaining private is a legal matter, and party staff show a level of unprofessionalism that should be unbecoming." Okay, he's not too happy about this leak. But Guido Fawkes has now exposed this, and I'm sure it's going to be confirmed at some point by the Labour Party. At this point, we don't know the actual reason why they decided to kick him out. I'm guessing communism, maybe, but we will find out more. But on this issue, we just want to focus on the fact that he's a hypocrite and he's picking the sides of the Chinese government over the UK government and the Western values. This is the latest that we have for you guys. In the next video at 8 p.m, I'm going to be reporting on a mini British coup that we had in British politics recently. I'm not going to mention what it is, but I'm just going to give you 2 words: Jackie Weaver. If you know what's been happening, you know what the video is going to be about. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell next to it, and click on all not personalized. And before we finish today's video, I want to make a quick announcement. I'm introducing a new segment towards the end of each show. It's like a "and finally" where you see on the news, where we're going to focus on some sort of light-hearted, positive news. And I want to get you guys to get more involved as well, so that I could share something positive that's happened in your life. It could be a personal achievement. It could be like if you've done a 5K run, if you've had some sort of happy news in the family, or anything that, any new hobby that you just started in the lockdown. Because, we've received a lot of doom and gloom during the lockdown and everything else that's been going on over the last year. And it's good to, use this channel, at least end of each video, to end it on a more of a positive and happy note. So use my email address in the description, contact@myitc.co.uk. Send me your stories, anything that you have, any shout outs, any birthdays coming up, any announcement, and I will go through them every day and pick one for the end of each video. Thanks again for watching. I'm MyITC, and I'll see you guys in the next video.